Okay, it's Tuesday morning. I'm getting ready to go to work, but before I leave, I wanted to talk about this. And I think it's important, and I'm just going to go with it. When I first came to New York, um, everyone was telling me that if I wanted to be taken seriously as a fashion photographer, I had too many black people, people of color in my portfolio. And if I wanted to be taken seriously, I only needed like one or two. Stylists wouldn't work with me because, of course, if I'm shooting black folks, then they're not considering it fashion. And stylists looking at the work that I have, they're like, you're very good at what you do. You're very talented. You're really great with the lighting and all of this. But you don't do fashion. And they were only saying that because the people in my work were mostly black people. Now, when I came to New York, I kind of just felt like there was a missing piece in this industry, and I wanted to contribute to it some kind of way. So that's when I started. The first thing I did was looked at the agency boards and looked at the top working models and looked at what kind of portfolios they were having and tried to apply that vision to the black models that weren't working so that they could have those kinds of images in their port, so that when they go to castings, they would have a competing chance, a fair chance at, competing with those guys and those girls that were working. So I tried to, give them the same kind of images. And that's when I came up with White Girl Clean. And that was because I never saw those classic clean images in black girls' portfolios. And I felt like, if they don't have those kinds of images, how can they compete for those same jobs that white girls that had those pictures in their book were getting? So, and plus I also understand that it's a social issue in terms of how we see each other. With white people being the majority in this world, they can relate to each other, just like we can relate. That me being a black man, that I can relate to other black people. I understand our skin tones, I understand our hair, I understand those things because I have those things, and I've had to live with those things all my life. And I felt like it's real easy for people in fashion to be able to take a white girl out of middle America, cut her hair, dye her hair, change her, and be able to make her a star because they have those things too, and they can relate to those aesthetics. And it's hard for them to be able to apply that same aesthetic to a black model because they're not the same. And I just take those visual elements that are the same and apply them to both so that I'm able to give both the same quality of work. I just try to do that with the kind of work that I do, in that when I'm shooting black men especially, the first thing I don't do is do urban type images, because that's something that people will see in them the moment they walk into the room anyway. And I felt like your portfolio should be a reflection of the work that you're capable of doing. And if you're going for a casting for the Gap and you don't have anything that kind of looks like that so they can be able to apply you to their marketing vision, you're not going to get that job because they're not going to see that in you. But if it's there for them to just say, bam, look, I can do it too, you know. And that's why I do shoot a lot of black models, because I feel like they need what I do way more than any other, than any other white model that can get pretty much anything from any photographer that they would need. And plus, when I came, I wanted to work with the agency, so I immediately asked for the black models because I knew nobody else was asking for them, that they were sitting on boards waiting for something to happen. And I knew that I could get a black model way easier than I could a white one, because nobody else was asking for them and they weren't doing anything. That's why so many black models books are whack, because if you're a photographer constantly being told that if you want to be taken seriously in this industry, that you need mostly white people in your book, that anytime you have more than two, you've got too many, and why would you ask for the black model if you already got two in your book? You really don't need another one. And it's kind of bad to look at it that way. I just shoot people I like, no matter what color they are. If I go to an agency board, my eye immediately draws to the black model because I'm black, and I kind of gravitate to what I know and what I can relate to. But then I pick people I like, or I see something in them that I like, and I try to bring elements that people don't see in them to the table. Like, for example, when I shot Pierre, stylists didn't even want to style him because they felt like he was too commercial for what they were trying to do, and they're trying to do fashion. And he's a black model already, and then he does a lot of commercial work because that's what people can see him doing. And I tried to bring other elements to the table with his portfolio, because I wanted people to see that, yeah, he can do commercial, but he can do other stuff too. See, look. And clients want to know that they're getting the right person, and sometimes you have to put it in their face and show them that they can't picture it because they can't relate to it. But if it's already done and it's already there, it'll happen. And that's why I shoot a lot of black models, and that's why I do the kind of work that I do. I really want people. I consider what I do fashion, but if the industry don't consider what I do fashion because of the color of the people that I'm using, and that's fine with me. I don't know what it's called that I do, but I'm gonna just keep on doing it because it works for me, and it puts me in a category that I know that when agencies get a new black kid, they'll send him to Taurus because we know we're gonna get some hot shit from him that we will be able to use. Now, I'm gonna be real straight up that when I first came, agencies weren't responsive to what I do because I was giving them images that they didn't know how to use. That, oh, I don't know he's not marketable in this genre of modeling, but so what are we going to do with these pictures? Put them in his book so that people can see that he can do it too, and that's why I shoot like the way I shoot, and that's why I choose the people that I choose. I like working with interesting people, and I like working with different people, and I like working with people that reflect me, reflect my personality, or be able to carry those kinds of traits that I have in me that people respond positively to. So that's why I shoot the way I shoot. And till next time, people, peace.